Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and then they got go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Yo, it's JPI Vance. Me got baby face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US obey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big cheer. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me import and wear tie up tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Me fight walk folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberal. Him, them, there. Keep America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face.
Too many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, execo the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza.
Vibes, witness my majesty.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Friday. Sorry, I had to do it a lot slower. I got a really angry email from Mossad, and they said, stop doing your intro so fast. And I was like, sorry, boss, sorry. So there you have it. Had to slow down the intro a little bit. Those are the orders. I can't change it. When you're getting $7,000 a month, you got to do what they say. This is how it works. Don't get mad at me. But good to see all of you here on a Friday. Mar Millen says pre-stream grift tax. Thank you. I'm not sure I was supposed to tell you that they emailed me about that. Fuck. Well, I guess we'll find out. Insomniac for 10 says, guess where I'm going tomorrow? Culver's. Guess what? I'm not effing ordering the super gay pork chop sandwich. Oh, that's still one of my favorite clips, dude. It's so funny. I've watched that clip over and over again over on Geeks and Gamers Clips. It's fantastic. Tree Bear says retail warrior tax. Thank you. Zinni Businesses, only because this is important. Virginia early voting on the insane redirecting is going on now. Vote no. I just voted. God bless. Hail to you, Zinni Biscuit. Good to see you. Thank you for the update. Packy Proton says, too bad I can't get a job at Geeks and Gamers for $100 a day as the official show prep. Just forwarding interesting stuff on X all day. You are always tagging me and stuff, and I greatly appreciate it. Dark Red Dice says, IDS tax. Pre-All Court says, Jeremy, play the Keno clip. You mean please? I had to find it. I mean, I know you sent it to me. So I meant to like clip it out and edit it so that I can put it in my clips. So I will work on that. But how's everybody doing today? So, does this grifter ever stop grifting? No, fuck you. Is that better? Quick update. And again, this is unofficial, but it's close to being official. for those that are going to be coming to MegaCon, our panel right now, it's not 100%, but right now, the last time that was discussed was 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. All right. That's the last time that was discussed. However, the room that they had for us, we believe is too small. So we've requested a bigger room. If there's a bigger room that they can offer us, the time might change, but it will be Saturday morning. So I'm just giving you guys the best update that I possibly can. So right now, that's where we are with it. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. But that's where we're at. 10 a.m. was the 10. It's only be a 45-minute panel, like always, like at last year. But we'll see what happens. Jeremy, the bots are out. Yeah, I mean, the problem, the difference in me and every other creator that has a substantial following, I don't like ban people that are just like disagreeing with me in my chat. So like that's fine. Like they're gonna be here. So I don't ban them because they have a different opinion than me or anything like that. We ban them for spam. If you dox people, if you like there's exceptions to the rule. But if you're just disagreeing or if you're calling me this, that, or the other, like whatever, who cares? You can have whatever opinion you want. I don't give a shit. Horn of Gondor says, with the gnome situation, it seems more like a good job. Now we have a radar dish in Alaska for you to manage the situation. I mean, the more I've looked into it, it's clear that she was, I mean, in my opinion, I think it's pretty clear that she was demoted. But my problem with the headlines of her being fired is that she wasn't fired if she's still working for the administration. But it's clear to me at this point that she was demoted. And this is a nice way of doing that. But she wasn't fired because she still works for the administration. So, let's see. Not Today says, just found out they're saying Gnome was having an affair with Corey Lewandowski. Yeah, I got to say, Mr. Lewandowski, salute to you, sir. Nice work, my friend. Respect indeed. Trish says, I'm painting a mural in a huge empty house, and I had the intro start yelling at me. I thought someone broke in. Oh, man. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Trish. Eric John Pizza Artist says they still got Shoney's in Florida. Went there as a kid. I can't remember the last time I saw a Shoney's. There might be obscure Shoney's in like small towns or something. I don't remember the last time I saw a Shoney's, so I really have no idea. There might be some, but I'm not aware of any. It's been a long, long time since I saw that. Matt says, made it to the hospital. She is knocked out from the morphine, internal bleeding, and thankfully still breathing and more alive than Biden. Well, we're glad that you made it, brother. Glad that you made it safe. And yeah, man, that's the most important thing. You made it there safe, and keep us posted, brother. Really sorry to hear that you're going through that, though. Okay, so, well, let me get this to Rip. Dub says, a breaking update on the Culver's pork loin sandwich. Consumed one last night. It's a solid alternate if you go to Culver's 3 times a week. LFG. Listen, I have no doubts that the pork chop sandwich, whatever it is, I have no doubts that it's a fine sandwich. It's Culver's. Everything Culver's has is good. There's a Shoney's in Dothan, Alabama still. Okay. I haven't been in Dothan, Alabama in a long time. But yeah, I'm sure that the pork loin sandwich is a fine sandwich. Nobody is going to Culver's for a pork chop sandwich. Damn it, X-Wing. What is wrong with you? But with that said, I'm sure it's fine. I saw Father Christopher Miller in the chat. Says, any updates on breaking Guthrie? As a matter of fact, we do have one right here. Weird, man. Guthrie case investigators question neighbors about the internet issues on the night she disappeared. It's been a month. And now investigators are asking neighbors if there were internet issues the night that she disappeared. Hey, what? Weird that this dude would go through all this planning to kidnap an old woman. Nothing about this makes any sense whatsoever, dude. So, like, here we are, over a month now, removed from this old woman going missing. And now investigators are like, hey, we should ask about internet issues. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Send the agents out there. Let's ask about some internet issues. Good Lord. Again, there's like reportedly, like yesterday, there was some police activity, FBI activity, but nothing came of that. And then apparently there was like reports of some woman that was drunk. Again, how many drunk people are hanging out over there? I'm very confused about that. But what is this? That was yesterday. Let me show you this. We're not going to spend too much time on this. But like right here, white SUV leaves Nancy Guthrie's home, and someone called the sheriffs on a woman claiming she was drunk outside the home. Why are so many people drunk outside of this house? What the hell is happening? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen, man. So what a disaster. Now, another thing that's very weird to me is that we can go and we can go all the way to Venezuela and we can capture Maduro within a few minutes with no casualties. We can go into Iran and we can take out the Ayatollah and his entire, like, I think it was 49 top leaders. All right. Without any casualties in that moment. Yet we can't find this 84-year-old woman with all the technology we have in the world. What are we doing? This whole situation is wild to me. So anyway, let's see. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot says, I think we need another chance to get the 199 hoodie like the one Jeremy is wearing. Well, here's what I'll say. All right. We've got an order for me, because here's how it works. Okay. So I have delegated a lot of things around to Geeks and Gamers. Okay. I've done a lot of delegation because we have so many moving parts. In order for me to convince our people to re-release the 199 hoodie, that means we need to sell enough of the relaunched CobraCast hoodie, which we have sold a lot of them. So that campaign ends in a couple of days. So if we sell enough of the CobraCast hoodie, then I probably could convince them to drop the 199 hoodie again. So that's how it works. But if not, they're going to tell me one and done, Jeremy. All right, one and done. Now, again, can I actually push through and get anything done I want? Yes, but that's not how it works. If I have brought people in to make decisions, I got to let them make those decisions. And then I have to convince them why it's a good decision. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But you can go over to Rip a Send and you can go get these items right now before they're gone. And we're trying to get them ready so everybody can have them for MegaCon. So we'll see. Who's they? Well, specifically, we're talking about Tommy right now. Tommy's who I have to convince. And if Tommy doesn't approve it, then Tommy doesn't approve it. Like, so there. You happy? All right. And many people in the team know who Tommy is. So, but that's who has to approve all of this. Okay. Next up, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This is a huge story right here. Okay. Huge story. And this is awesome. You're all going to be excited. We're all going to be excited. This is the greatest news ever. But it looks like it's official now. Let me look at this. Yeah, it is official. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the GOP nominee in Texas 23rd, Brandon Herrera, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Brandon Herrera is now the GOP nominee, which essentially means without any, like, with all things considered, he's going to win and he's going to be a member of Congress. That's pretty much a done deal now. Tony Gonzalez stepped down late last night, basically opening the path up for Brandon Herrera to get the nomination. And now it's pretty much a done deal, all without, obviously there's going to be a lot of nonsense that these people try to throw at him. But Brandon Herrera doesn't care. I've met him. He came to our meetup in San Antonio. These guys know Gary very well. Donut was there. These guys are awesome. And one thing in particular that I love is that he's not backing down. So right here, let me see if I can find it, because there was a very funny tweet right here. Brandon Herrera responds to the House Majority PAC resurfacing a clip of him. Let's see right here. So this clip, they're basically trying to call him out right here. And Brandon Herrera responds, "I stand by it. This shit was funny as hell." That's all you got to do. Okay. That's all you have to do. Fuck these people. Fuck their feelings. Nobody cares if you're fake offended. Nobody gives a shit. Okay. Nobody cares. The only way that these things become effective is if you start apologizing, if you start to bend the knee. But the moment you do that, you have lost. You're done. Okay. So screw these people that want to be fake offended over stuff. Now with this Tony Gonzalez, I'm not going to pretend to know the whole story, but Tony Gonzalez, the person that Brandon Herrera was running up against, I guess there's like this story. There's a lot of controversy surrounding this guy or whatever. And so it is what it is. This guy had a lot of baggage and he stepped down. So play it. I don't have the clip. This is just a screenshot. So anyway, this guy steps down and opening the path for Brandon Herrera. And it's a very Republican area now. So with him being the GOP nominee, it's pretty much certain that he's going to win. And, so that's awesome. Now, right here, Brandon Herrera shows appreciation for Tony Gonzalez, making the appropriate decision to drop out of the Texas 23 race. It's an honor to be chosen, and together we will make Texas proud. So there you have it right there. Appreciate Tony Gonzalez for making the appropriate decision. I look forward to being the voice of Texas 23 for our district that our district deserves, from the border to oil theft, water rights, data centers, and many other issues. It's an honor to be chosen, and together we will make Texas proud. So there you have it. So anyway, Gonzalez had an affair with a staffer, and then she self-deleted. Damn. Yeah, I guess there was something like didn't she set herself on fire or something like that? Wasn't that the specifics around it? I'm a little fuzzy on the details, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Here, hang on, let me look this up so we can give more context to all of you. Hang on. Tony Gonzalez staffer. Okay, right here. Texas congressman claims that he's being blackmailed over alleged affair with staffer who later died. Let's see here. Tony Gonzalez of Texas claimed Thursday he was being blackmailed following a report that he allegedly had an affair with a former staffer who later died after she set herself on fire. The claim by the married Republican congressman comes after the San Antonio Express News reported that it had obtained text messages in which the former staffer, Regina Ann Santos, wrote to colleagues that she had an affair with the lawmaker. The Associated Press was not independently obtained. The Associated Press has not independently obtained copies of the messages on Thursday. What the hell? Dairy Queen? I don't go to Dairy Queen. Fuck you. blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that's a lot of baggage that was surrounding this guy. And so I guess that led to him stepping down after he had lost the vote to Brandon Herrera. Brandon Herrera won the popular vote, but did not get the majority of the vote. So it was going to go to a runoff. And in the runoff, he was going to have all this baggage surrounding him. And I guess that he just felt like there's too much noise surrounding this. So, I'm going to just step away. So that's wild, man. That's just, again, I'm not overly familiar with this story, but that is having an affair with a staffer, and then the staffer sets herself on fire. Women be crazy, man. So whatever. It is what it is. Speaker Johnson told him to. I mean, honestly, common sense should have told him to at this point. But to be fair, and I don't think this is about Tony Gonzalez, okay? In fact, the fact that Tony Gonzalez was running around with a staffer and cheating, that qualifies him to be in Congress. I'm just saying, like, that makes him very qualified. So if I'm a voter and I'm looking at this, not knowing anything about Brandon Herrera or Tony Gonzalez, and I'm like, well, who do I need to support? And I'm like, well, this Gonzalez guy seems very qualified to be in Congress, just based on the fact that he is having an affair with a staffer. That pretty much puts him in the 99.9% of all people that are in Congress. So just got to say, man, if you're qualified, you're qualified. So there you have it. So anyway, glad that Brandon Herrera has won the nomination, and hopefully he'll go on and win against whoever he's running against, and we'll go from there. All right. Amazing thumbnail, Jeremy. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I've used that one a few times. So we also do have some updates to this Iran situation right here. The Trump White House expects the Iran conflict to last 4 to 6 weeks. Let's hear what is.
I won't get ahead of the president on broadcasting any timelines. What I will tell you is what President Trump has already laid out, which is that the achievable objectives of Operation Epic Fury, we expect to last about 4 to 6 weeks. And we are well on our way to achieving those objectives. Annihilating Iran's Navy, we know that we've sunk more than 30 Iranian vessels and ships. Their Navy has now been deemed combat ineffective. Taking out the ballistic missile threat that Iran posed to the United States and our troops and bases in the region, we have done a tremendous job. The United States military has done a tremendous job at achieving that objective thus far, just 6 days in.
We know what bro back there is recording. Quit trying to be slick, all right? We know what you're recording. You're trying to make it look like it's something else, but we know exactly what you're doing, okay?
And our troops and bases in the region, we have done a tremendous job. The United States military has done a tremendous job at achieving that objective thus far. Just 6 days in, the retaliatory ballistic missile strikes from Iran are now down 90%. Of course, ensuring Iran can never obtain a nuclear weapon as well, and significantly weakening their proxies in the region, which we know are responsible for the deaths of Americans. And we've seen Hezbollah and the Houthis hardly putting up a fight over the course of the last 6 days. Ultimately, the president has made it very clear he wants to take out the threat of Iran to the United States, and Operation Epic Fury is well on its way to doing that.
So there we have it. So again, I'll kind of repeat what I've said about this. Do I like that this Iran situation is even happening? No, I don't. I don't like it. I wish it wasn't happening. And but with that said, obviously, the Trump administration, they have a plan. I'm going to trust that they're going to carry that plan out. I'm going to trust that this is not a forever war. I don't believe it's going to be. And we're going to have to just be patient to see how this whole operation plays out. So as it stands right now, it seems like it's going according to plan, and we'll see how this all works out. But I am overall, I'd rather just not have this type of conflict going on. But if you look back on Trump's comments all the way back, and again, I repeat this every time because unfortunately there's a lot of stupid people that don't do any research whatsoever. And so I have to continue to repeat that Donald Trump has been talking about this since 1980 about Iran, consistently talking about Iran since 1980.
You're advocating.
Situation is a case in point that this country sits back and allows a country such as Iran to hold our hostages, to my way of thinking, is a horror.
You're advocating that we should have gone in there with troops, etc., and brought our boys out.
I absolutely feel that, yes. I don't think there's any question, and there's no question in my mind. I think right now would be an oil-rich nation. I think this country is responsible for that war by its own weaknesses.
Lady Aaron D says, I've never seen the CobraCast chat this gray. And yes, Jeremy is gay. Can you believe that? Nobody is doing gifted memberships anymore. Do I have to go full DSP around here? Like, we got Anna Paulina Luna. Do you guys just not want to see Anna Paulina Luna? Like, seriously? I mean, hey, all right, chat. If you're gay, you're gay. I'm not hating, all right? Clearly, you guys don't want to see Anna Paulina Luna. Not my problem.
If we were respected, properly respected as a country and as a people and as a nation, I don't think that you would have the war going on right now between Iran and Iraq.
Would you like to be the president of the United States?
I really don't believe I would, Ronna.
Most people who are capable are not running for office. Most men are frightened of politics today.
It is a shame, isn't it?
Yes.
It is a shame.
Why wouldn't you dedicate yourself to public service?
Because
this is important stuff right here. And thank you, Rhino Helix, for the 10. Get the memberships. Let's go. This is an important thing right here. So he was asked back in 1980 if he was interested in being the president of the United States. And his answer is very telling.
Frightened of politics today.
It is a shame, isn't it?
Yes.
It is a shame.
Why wouldn't you dedicate yourself to public service?
Because I think it's a very mean life. I would love and I would dedicate my life to this country, but I see it as being a mean life. And I also see it that somebody with strong views and somebody with the kind of views that are maybe a little bit unpopular, which may be right, but may be unpopular, wouldn't necessarily have a chance of getting elected against somebody with no great brain but a big smile. And that's a sad commentary for the political process.
Television, in a strange way, has ruined that process, hasn't it?
It's hurt the process very much.
But if all the men are like you, then when are we going to get somebody who might be good?
I don't know. I hope it's around the corner, but I don't know. If we had the one man, and it's really not that big a situation. You know, people say, well, what could anybody do as president? The one man could turn this country around. The one proper president could turn this country around. I firmly believe that.
You think there is one man?
There is one man that can turn this country around. I could tell you, I know a number of people that would be excellent president, but they are not running for political office. They're not in political office. They're extraordinarily brilliant. They're very, very competent, but they're not running for political office. And I think that's very sad. And I think you said it. Maybe television is the thing that most hurt the political process in this country. I feel that this country with the proper leadership can go on to become what it once was. And I hope, and certainly hope, that it does go on to be what it should be.
So I saw someone actually talk about the point that I was going to try to make. Now, again, on the surface, qualifying what I'm saying is important. On the surface, do I like that we have a military conflict with Iran? No. But do I trust the administration? Yes. Do I trust that they are doing this for the right reasons? Yes. And someone in the chat brought it up about a point that I was going to bring up. But let me just break it down in terms of memes, okay? Because this is how you tell a story, all right? Memes. So let me explain to all of the people that are very, very upset about this what I believe and what many people believe are going on. And thank you, Ladybug, for the 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. Quentin says, never forget that Jeremy didn't rank Chrono Trigger as the best Super Nintendo game. Well, that's because Super Mario World is the best Super Nintendo game. So, yes, that's why it was not ranked. But this is what I believe Trump is doing right here. Okay? This is a simple way. He is basically taking all of China's power away and isolating them. He's cutting the tentacles off. All right? That is what is going on. And many people can't understand that. Many people can't see that. and many people are retarded. So I'll use a form of memes to show everyone what is more than likely happening here. Trump is smarter than you. Trump knows more than you. And you can be gay and retarded in your own little podcast studio and cry and whine about it all day long. But that is what it is. And so, you know, whether it's China and Russia, because Russia, China, like they're both kind of connected to this. And this is why a lot of speculation was, well, if we're in a conflict with, you know, with Iran, then China and Russia more than likely going to get involved. Well, that's obviously not happening. So anyway, that's more than likely what's going on. It's going to take time to work this out. There's a lot of emotionally weak people that are crying and whining about this, and they're very, very, very broken right now. And they can continue to be broken, but the reality of it is that Trump is smarter than them. By the way, can we just make this the standard outfit for Trump memes moving forward? Like, can we just do this? Man, come on. That should be the standard outfit for all Trump memes right there. That's perfect. All right, Trump, you need to wear this, okay? You need to wear this outfit, Trump. Just rock that right there, okay? And yeah, you can have a tie with it if you want, Prez, okay? But that right there needs to be his outfit every single day right there. That would be perfect. But again, it's a complicated situation, and Trump obviously is Trump is trying to reposition the landscape of everything. Now, you can say, well, this isn't America first. Yes, it is, retard. Yes, it is. Donald Trump is setting up everything for the future of America to be the overall dominant superpower. And he is taking our most powerful enemies and he's taking all of their resources away from them. Yes, this is America first. Just because you're too stupid to realize what this is about is not anyone else's problem. But it's 100% America first. You're just not smart enough to understand that. So that's kind of what, you know, my takeaway from all of this is. And memes are always a good way to help tell a story. That's why memes will ultimately save humanity. And this meme right here is perfect in terms of making the example. All right. So anyway, thank you. Let's see. We got, and again, thank you for the gifties, everybody. Rhino Helix with 10, Ladybug with 5. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Jake the Movie Geek says, you and Ryan debating this Iran stuff would be more interesting than the Clone Wars. He thinks it needs to be all or nothing. Stay out of all foreign wars or take over the world. Me and Ryan do enough arguing. So, I mean, do we have to argue about this too? We do enough arguing as it is. Pork chop sandwich with $1. Thank you. Tom for $1.99. Thank you. Jim P says, eat cod and porks at Calvers. Calvers or Culver's? Eheb says, we demand free AK-50 for everyone. Kelly becomes a new member. Thank you. Gator becomes a new member. Thank you. Vlad the man says, hello. Nick Fuentes is a Democrat now. That's all. By the way, what kind of channel is this? Well, Fuentes was always a Democrat. I mean, so, you know, you got the 13, you got the, which membership did you get? Hang on, I got to double check this now. Yeah, but when everybody was freaking out over Fuentes, and I'm like, so what, a Democrat's voting Democrat? Okay. I mean, are we supposed to be shocked by this news? Thank you, Gator. Yeah, that's tier 2. Tier 2. Look at that. Hell yeah. Yeah, so a Democrat is voting Democrats. Shocking, I know. I'm not shocked by it. Pork chop sandwich says VA trying to make memes illegal and so you can get prosecuted for them. Who? Virginia? Virginia's trying to do that? Maga Mike says, don't know, man. This looks bad. I'm America first. Christ is king, and I'm going to vote for Democrats and change my name to Groyper Mike. Oh, man. Magatron199 says, I'm about to have Culver's for the first time ever while listening to CobraCast. Looking forward to seeing all of you guys at MegaCon. Butterburger, double Butterburger, all right, with cheese. You're welcome. And the fries are excellent too. You're welcome. It's going to be glorious. I'm very jealous. Ruben says, today is my 58th birthday. Wish a happy birthday to DJ Cobra coming up. Jeremy may be retarded, but he's ours. Hail the 199, Snake Pit, and iDots. Every day I'm healing and feeling better. Have a blessed day. Happy birthday, Ruben. That is awesome. Hail to you, brother. Are you going to be at the meetup? I don't know where you're at these days, but are you going to be at the meetup, man? Again, if you have not signed up for the meetup, if you're planning on being there, we probably have about 20 or 30 spots available left, and that is all. So go over to the event and RSVP if you're coming. It is free, at least from our perspective. If you're parking, they may be charging for parking. Usually after 6 p.m., parking is free, but because this is going to be a very busy weekend, I can't guarantee if parking is going to be free. So I would suggest taking an Uber. That would be my suggestion if you're going to be there. But yeah, man. Jeremy, you going to hit up Epic while in Orlando? Well, I'm back and forth in Orlando and Pensacola all the time now, but I've been to Epic Universe several times now. I really like it. But they don't have annual passes yet. And so I'm just not going to pay like that fee every day to go to Epic. It's way too much. So Quentin says 258 races together. Gordon has 52 wins to Dale's 23. Listen, I like Jeff Gordon, but Earnhardt's the GOAT. So he just is. He's the GOAT. As a matter of fact, I saw something today that was pretty funny. I even got tagged in it, but this right here is very accurate for Southern dads right here. Let me find it. This was so funny. And I'm not going to confirm or deny if this has ever been me, but right here we go. Southern dads be like,
y'all give me a minute, please. Yeah, I know. I miss him. Man. Give me a minute. Oh, I miss him. Damn.
Dude, that is 100% me, dude. I'm like watching Earnhardt clips all the time. I'm like, man, I miss him. And I do. Man, I miss Earnhardt so much. I will for the rest of my life, I will never be able to comprehend that we lost Dale Earnhardt on the last lap of the 2001 Daytona 500 while Michael Waltrip and Dale Jr. were running 1 and 2. And it will never, ever sink in completely, man. It is the most incredible, hard to believe story of my lifetime. Just the circumstances involved and how it all played out, man. But anyway, I saw this and I was like, I gotta show this to the chat. But R.I.P. Earnhardt, 25 years. Joe Bitt says pork chop tax. Damn it, I just lost a super chat. Hang on. It was okay, I got with Joe Bitts, pork chop tax. MAGA Mike says America first, Christ is king is basically the woke right version of pronouns in bio. I actually don't disagree with that. I think there's a lot of people that say it genuinely though, and honestly, but yeah, I get what you're saying too. Cole Hauser says, yo, what's up, Jeremy? The 250th anniversary Duke looks sick, bro. Hail the 199. I'm 7 away from 500 subs. Let's get Cole Hauser to 500. And yes, That Duke action figure looks incredible. I haven't even, I saw you guys tag me in it. I don't know the details on it, but it looks amazing. Let me, I need to know more details on it. So, all right. Next up, we have this right here. Hang on. Let me find it. This was last night. So this is one of the more recent updates. If I can get this to work. Why? Oh my God. YouTube has been fucking up for me lately, and I don't know why. Hang on. Pull this up again. I don't know if it's just me. Yes, is an action figure. Okay. Trump has warned the IRGC, surrender or face guaranteed death.
IDF releasing new video showing strikes overnight that targeted the Ayatollah's underground bunker he never got the chance to camp out in, the same place where he was located and killed over the weekend. But Fox News is told he was not inside it. It comes as President Trump says he wants to personally be involved in picking Iran's next leader, arguing it can't be someone who will continue the former Ayatollah's hardline policies, like his son. He also sent this message to members of the IRGC. Listen.
I'm once again calling on all members of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the military, and the police to lay down their arms. They're only going to be killed. So you'll be...
I love that he's saying this in front of Messi and the entire team. And he's like, you will be killed. You will be done. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, how awesome is this? Like, you're sitting there supposed to be honoring a sports team. He's like, you will be killed.
I'm once again calling on all members of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the military, and the police to lay down their arms. They're only going to be killed. So you'll be perfectly safe with total immunity, or you'll face absolutely guaranteed death. And I don't want to see that.
What a boss. Like, absolute unstoppable mob boss mentality.
So let's bring in former National Security Advisor, Senior Director under President George W. Bush, Michael Allen. Michael, first in response to what the president just said. He said, guys, I'll give you asylum. Don't fight anymore.
Right.
Should we provide more of a procedure how to do it?
Yeah.
Like where to go, how to identify, you know, we're telling people how to get to the State Department. Should we tell them how to get in touch with us?
Of course. I mean, you see CIA all the time advertises literally for agents inside of Iran or inside of China to get in touch with us secretly. We should be doing the same thing for members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps or anybody who's ready to break with the regime. We need that intel. We need volunteers, and that might be the most reliable way to get it.
So far, we're just 5-6 days into this campaign. You were with the Bush administration. You knew what Iran was up to. You knew the
Why am I watching Fox? Because fuck you.
Challenge of that nuclear program and the ugly terrorist activities that they were up to. Your thoughts about where this campaign is right now and the need to do it?
Well, the need to do it is very, very strong. The Iranians were going to be able to hold hostage the region with ballistic missiles. They had as many as 2,000 to 3,000. By the way, Israel had to do it for their own defense doctrine, their own protection, if you will. So
finally, somebody understands. I see all of these people crying about Jeremy the Fox News. Yeah. Welcome to being a YouTuber. You have to react to shit that doesn't claim you or get you hit. And I've had very good, response from Fox. Other ones, not so much.
that was a big part of it. And we need to destroy the vestiges of the nuclear program. It was obliterated, but they've worked on new things. And we need to give, just as the president said, we need to give the people an opportunity to come back out on the streets. And so that's what the president has given them. And that's why he was wise to offer asylum and ask for them to disarm.
So here is Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, yesterday on the role of Iran's leader in this operation.
The president said earlier today in an interview that he would like to have a say in who's the next leader of Iran. Is this an expansion of your military objective?
Well, there's no expansion. Ultimately, I think the president's having a heck of a say in who runs Iran, given the ongoing operation we have. So there's no expansion in our objectives. We know exactly what we're trying to achieve. America's reach is global. Our focus here, though, these missions are narrow, they're scoped.
So the president took out 40 of their leaders, 9 more, and then just blew up the panel of experts who was going to pick their next leader. So let's go to the big board and see some of these names that you might recognize, and tell me who you think the president might be able to work with, if any. So you got the Khomeini's grandson, and you got Hamani's.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm working retail again, okay? And I'm just going to make some assumptions based off profiling. Based off profiling, I'm gonna go with none of the above. But this is the problem that I do have with the situation that we're in. If these are the options, then we have no options. Like that's that. And so if we have no options, then what are we actually doing? We are full on nation rebuilding, which I believe is a very, very slippery slope. And so that really is concerning to me from that perspective, because if you have we literally have no options. So if we have no options, then we are at the beginning of a cycle of craziness. And if this is all we have to choose from, what is worth saving at that point?
Son, that the president says unacceptable. What else can you tell us about that panel?
Yeah, it's a group of hardliners, and I'm not so sure that any of them will work with us. I know that the CIA and the Mossad must have detailed profiles on each. But look, the son of this late supreme leader is another, the new boss, same as the old boss, very tough guy. And most of these are hardcore regime.
What happened to trusting the plan? You finally waking up? Pathetic male feminist losers like you live in a world where no one can disagree and still get along. Like, I can disagree with things that the Trump administration's doing and still fully support the Trump administration. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why do you live in such a world where any questioning of anything means obviously you're jumping ship? Oh my God, he's no longer supporting Trump. Like, this is what's wrong with people that hate Trump. On one hand, they say, Jeremy follows everything Trump does, and then I question things Trump does, and then they go, oh, are you finally giving up on Trump? Fucking hell, dude. Like, I know your parents are brother and sister. I know that even if they got a divorce, they would still be brother and sister. I do understand that. And I understand you've had challenges throughout your life because of the fact that your parents are brother and sister. I am sympathetic to that fact. I really, really am. But they should not have given you the ability to type anything in my chat, because now we're just going to roast you, laugh at you, and make fun of you. And you're probably an iPhone user, okay? So there you have it. I live in reality. I'm getting along. You're the one getting emotional. Joey T. Just want you to wait a minute. I love the iPhone. What? Do you think that's how you spell iPhone? Oh no. Got him a little emotional. Uh-oh. You walked right into it, brother. You walked right into it. Now I'm going to grift you. Now I'm going to make money off you. Now you have created a new meme. It's like taking candy from a baby. It's so easy. The iPhone gonna leer today. The chat's moving so fast I can't even fucking see what people are saying anymore. I've lost complete, like, the chat is so fast I can't see anything now. Fuck. I don't even see his responses. Nothing. iPhone tax. iPhone for IDOT tax. But yes, back to my original point. Yes, it's okay to criticize Trump. It's okay to question Trump. And you can live in a world where you're such a little pussy that you probably, whenever me and Ryan argue, you probably like go hide in a corner. You're just like, oh my God, my two favorite YouTubers are arguing. I don't know what to do. Meanwhile, that's what me and Ryan do every fucking stream is argue, and then it's over with. This is how normal people act. Normal people disagree. Normal people have issues. Normal people discuss those issues. But just because you have a minor issue here or a minor issue there, a disagreement here, a disagreement there, unlike libertarians and DeSantis bros, we don't just jump ship over single issues. And this is the single issue voter problem. They are emotionally weak and emotionally broken people. They're essentially the same type of people that go after J.K. Rowling because J.K. Rowling is a leftist feminist psychopath. And these leftists agree with her on 99% of issues. But there's one issue that they disagree with her on. And because there's one issue that they disagree with her on, they then decide she's a Nazi and she needs to be canceled and she needs to lose everything. And this is the same thing that happens with the libertarians and the DeSantis bros and all of that, where they're like, yeah, we agree on like 98, 99% of things, maybe even 95. But I'm going to have to define you off of that 2 to 3% that we disagree on. And I'm going to have to forget everything else because in my world, we have to agree on 100% of everything or you are attacking me. And it's like, that is not reality. So no, I don't fully agree with Trump on the Iran war on the surface. And that's the preface that I have to keep adding. On the surface, I do not agree with this. But I do trust him. And I trust that he has a plan. Because unlike people on social media, I'm not going to pretend that I have all the answers. I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert on all of these things. Every time Trump does something, the internet decides that they are an expert on everything that Trump is doing. I am not, and I will admit that. So all I can say is on the surface, I don't like it, but I do trust Trump and the administration to do what's right. And I brought up my example of what I think is ultimately going on, which is basically cutting off all of the pipelines for our enemies and basically restructuring America's standing in the world, which is America first.
Clerics. And so I think we're going to have trouble working with any of them.
Mike, how, when the insurgency happened in Iraq, it originally was the Baathists, Saddam Hussein's loyalists. And then what happened after? What did Iran do in those years after with the insurgency?
Well, they wanted to exploit the fact that the Shia were no longer repressed in Iraq, and they wanted to make the United States pay for the invasion.
And they killed over 600 of our guys.
Oh, yeah, with IEDs, the improvised explosive devices, and killed so many of our people. So this isn't about revenge per se, but they deserve what they're getting.
This is part of the ledger on why they have to be stopped. Mike, I look forward to.
Now I got this right here. Just in, U.S. intelligence suggests that China may be preparing to provide Iran with financial aid, spare parts, and missile components. CNN reports. Business could be picking up a little bit. Okay, business could be picking up a little bit. Badman Media says, "Wait, Jeremy doesn't have all the answers. What the fuck is this show?" Yeah, no, unfortunately. Let's see here where we at. Zwani, I love iPhone tax. Now that's going to be a whole new meme now. Holy crap. Thank you, Zwani, for the $20 super chat. Rooster says iPhone tax. Thanks, gay Jeremy. Thank you, Rooster. Appreciate it. Matt HTX says, happy Brandon Herrera is now a nominee. I'm hoping Trump doesn't endorse Cornyn, who is swamp creature, and for the red flag laws. I'm hoping so too. Bruce Campbell's chin says, if you have a turban, no. I agree. Keenan says, do you remember the border scene in Sicario? Yes, Sicario is awesome. I actually want to watch Sicario again. Udite says, if we don't know what the guy, or if we don't know what the guy at the end, how do we know we got him? Hang on. If we don't know what the guy at the end, how do we know we got him? Yes. Yes. That worked. Let's see. Andrew CR says iPhone tax. Little Jim Taylor says iPhone tax. Joe Bitts says iPhone tax. Jeez. Jeremy Cyborg says iPhone, then not the other. Ladybug says iPhone tax. Dark Metal Spider says iPhone tax. Fran Forsyth says I'm retarded and I have an iPhone tax. Listen, no disrespect to people that have an iPhone. No disrespect. And hey, listen, the iPhone is the most popular phone there is. So it's clearly I'm in the minority with this, okay? I just hate Apple. I hate them. I hate Apple products. I hate Apple iPhones. But it's the most popular phone out there for a reason. So respect for that, but I just can't. iPhone tax, says Greg Kirby. Mr. Parker says iPhone. Good Lord. Let me see here. Greg Kirby says, if leaders are dead, who's running Iran? I have no idea. All your base now belong to us. That's a little different, or belong to us. That's a little different than the meme, but I know what you're saying. 8 o'clock says, well, it kind of goes to show people that this is the only way the courts will allow Trump to change things. Can't tariff as easily when every court shoots them down. Yeah, and I mean, he just faces massive opposition within this country, and it's so frustrating. It really is. But thank you, 8 o'clock. Ugly Duckley says, when I spell iPhone like Beardo does tax. Thank you, Ugly Duckley. Ugly Ducky, I think. Did I say it wrong? I don't know. Lag says 199 iPhone tax. Dark Schwartz Rising says iPhone your mom tax. You like Android better? All right, let's find out how everybody feels about this, okay? iPhone or Android, okay? Let's see where the chat is on this, okay? iPhone or Android, go. Whole time right here. Let's see where the chat stands on this one. All right, so Android's winning right now. I'm actually shocked. I'm shocked that Android's winning. Now, again, to be fair, Android, like if you look at the market, like Android does have a bigger market share, but iPhone, because there's only one iPhone, the specific iPhone is the best selling individual phone. So when I say I'm an Android person, I'm more of a Samsung person than an Android person, but you know what I mean? Because I got to have a Samsung flagship Samsung phone. This is rigged like 2020. Stop the count. We'll see what happens. But Apple is popular, and I give them credit. No way. Whoa. What? Dang it. Hang on. Where the fuck did it go? Just saw a tweet. I am convinced that Twitter 100% does that thing where it makes you see a tweet and then it disappears and then you have to search for the tweet because it keeps you on the platform longer. I believe that it is 100% strategic and intentional for them to do that shit. Because now I can't find this tweet. They're like, show them a banger tweet and then make it disappear. And then it makes you search the tweet out. It's all strategic. They're never going to fix it because there's nothing to fix. It's an intentional tool meant to keep you on the platform even longer. And as I'm saying that, I'm looking for the fucking tweet because I'm obsessed with finding it. So I know that they're doing it, but I can't help myself. And I don't see it now. What I do see is that the White House is continuing to drop bangers on Twitter right now. Here we go.
Wake up, Daddy's home.
Welcome home, son.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
What will you do without freedom?
Mavericks inbound.
of what I'm capable of.
Finishing this fight.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
I am the danger.
Time to find out. Maximum effort.
Finish him.
Here it comes.
Now end this. Flawless victory.
So damn good. So damn good. 18 million views on that one right there. The White House team has been crushing it. It is so good, and I love it. All right, let's see here. We are so back. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. Are you ready for this one? Are you ready? This is huge. Nintendo is suing the U.S. government over tariffs. Nintendo of America filed a lawsuit seeking refunds with interest for tariffs paid since February 1st, 2025 on imported goods such as consoles and accessories. The complaint calls the executive tariff unlawful under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Get fucked, Nintendo. Get fucked. You will not win this one. Oh boy. Business is about to pick up. This is hilarious. Nintendo, if you have any knowledge of them from a legal standpoint, they are relentless. They are relentless. And they usually go after people that don't have the power or the ability to fight back. However, this is a different situation altogether. So anyway, no one plays Nintendo anyway. I mean, again, man, that's retarded. Like, that's like me saying nobody has an iPhone because I hate iPhones. Like, everybody fucking has an iPhone. Yeah. Nintendo is the biggest video game company in the world. So I think a few people play Nintendo, just like a few people have an iPhone. Let's see here. Nintendo is suing the U.S. government over tariffs. It's been discovered that Nintendo is suing the U.S. government concerning tariffs that President Donald Trump enacted last year. After some back and forth, the Supreme Court recently found that tariffs were illegal. Nintendo now joins a litany of companies suing for compensation, including Costco, Revlon, and many others. So Nintendo is essentially joining in on stuff that other companies are already involved in. Nintendo lawyers have stated that President Trump has implemented unlawful executive orders imposing tariffs on imports from a vast swath of countries. Nintendo is looking for a refund with interest on tariffs that it paid through a specific amount isn't stated. Nintendo's lawyers go on to say that Nintendo of America has a standing to sue because it is the importer of record of goods that were subject to IEEPA duties. We'll keep an eye on this matter for further updates. Whose side am I on? Trump. Fuck Nintendo. 100% on Trump's side. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But that is an interesting situation, to say the least. Let me see. What is this? Hang on. Is this legit here? Hang on. We're going to change stories here for, well, no, I don't want to. Yeah, we're going to change stories for just a minute here. The Islamic regime in Iran paid a 47-year-old Pakistani national to assassinate President Trump in 2024. Is this old news or not?
In the federal trial of a Pakistani man, prosecutors accuse him of plotting to assassinate American political leaders, including President Trump. He says Iran was behind it all. Alexis McAdams is outside the Brooklyn Federal Courthouse in New York City. Alexis.
Yeah, okay. I'm familiar with the story now. That's why when I saw it, Gunther Eagleman is a clickbait Twitter account too, but he's on Trend Enough. So I do remember the story now.
Hi, Harris. Yeah, an interesting case that really not a lot of viewers knew about when it happened in 2024 because President Trump was out on the campaign trail and there was so much going on and so many other threats. But that's when police say a Asif merchant came here from Pakistan because he says Iranian leadership told him to, said hunt down President Trump, hire a couple of guys that can take him out at a political rally. So take a look here on your screen. This is who we're talking about. He's sitting there inside of that Brooklyn federal courthouse right now as those closing arguments are underway. 47 years old. He's facing federal terrorism charges and could spend the rest of his life behind bars. Merchant testified, Harris, in his own federal trial, and he explained this, making this drawing again that he said Iranian leaders gave him back in 2024. Really doesn't look like there's much to it. It looks like, like a kid drew it or something, but that's the sketch of a rally site. Merchant was arrested just one day before Trump was shot in Butler, Pennsylvania, and later told the feds that he believed Iran was behind that attack because it was so similar to the plan that they gave him. Kind of get up in an elevated place, go to a rally, and create all this chaos so the gunman can get away. Merchant says Iran wants revenge for the killing of their top military leader, Qasem Soleimani. And threats continue as the U.S. just bombed Iran and took out its Ayatollah. So we're expecting even more threats here, possibly on the homeland, according to the feds. Back out here live in Brooklyn, prosecutors say the evidence, Harris, is pretty damning in this case. They say he actually paid two FBI agents thousands of dollars in cash, telling them to take out President Trump because he thought they were hitmen. And then also a lot of other things, including writing the entire thing down on a hotel napkin. So
I was told Iran had nothing to do with it by very, very, very trustworthy podcast bros. I was told, and I'm told I'm supposed to believe all of them. So there you have it. So yeah, so this story did not get a ton of traction, and now all of a sudden he's going through the process. So very interesting indeed. Andrew CR says iPhones are for women and gays, and iPhone is for regards film action guilds. I mean retards, not regards. Listen, man, iPhones are massively popular, so it is what it is. I personally don't like them, but I know they're hugely popular, and I know a lot of people that have them. And like, a lot of people just have them because they're easy and they're convenient and all of that. And iPhones did kind of shape the smartphone industry for better or for worse. I mean, I think we all agree life was better before smartphones became the dominant thing, but here we are. MJ says, I keep an iPhone running due to Apple TV. Hail the 199. I got that one. Greg Kirby, I got that one. Udite says, I'm a moron. I meant what the guy ends what the guy end looks like. You mean the guy on the end? You're still messing it up. What the guy on the end looks like. Don't know how I missed two whole words, but yeah. And those 5 Islamic leaders, they were showing that we took out the one on the end had no picture. Yes, I got you. Yes, I know what you mean. Hail to you, Unite. Appreciate it. Marmilla says iPhones are huge for sure, but the vast majority of people are retarded. So there you go. iPhones appeal to the retarded. I mean, they do. I'm not saying that they don't, but perspective is important to me. And I think that right now on the internet, perspective is lost so much with people because people are so caught up in their own biases. And so they just think that no one is into the thing that they're into. And they think that the thing that they hate, that no one else is into it either. And it's like, that's just not, perspective is important to understand. It doesn't mean it shouldn't change your opinion, but I don't know. I'm very, very interested in having a wider perspective outside of my own opinion. I don't care if my opinion is popular or not. So like, I will argue for iPhone's massive popularity and how much it's changed the entire landscape of communication. And I mean, everything, for what we have with phones is all because of Apple. But in terms of, I appreciate what Apple has done, but I don't like their product. Their product sucks, in my opinion. 8 o'clock says, quote, give Jeremy a tweet that will let him win the argument and take it away. Elon directly. Hell yeah, that's what he's doing too, and it pisses me off. Sean Jones says, been a Samsung bro for over a decade. Yeah, for me, when the first Samsung I owned was a Note 2. I remember one of my friends had the first Note phone, and he showed up with the Note, and I'm like, that looks retarded. That is the biggest phone I've ever seen, and you look like an idiot. And then a week later, I'm like, that's a cool looking phone. I really want it. And so I ended up getting the Note 2. And then I really loved the Note 2. And then I remember there was a new iPhone that was coming out. And I got caught up in the hype. And I was like, I got to get this new iPhone. This thing looks awesome. I got the iPhone. And it was a weekend. And I got it on a Friday. And it was a Saturday. And I'm literally at the beach just chilling. And I'm on this iPhone. And I just remember going, I fucking hate this thing. This is dog shit now that I've had a Note. Like, this is a terrible phone. I've made a horrible decision. And the Monday I went back and I convinced them to let me trade it back in, and they wouldn't give me a refund, but they said you can get another phone. And so I got the Note, another Note or whatever it was. And I think that's how the story went. This is so fucking long ago. Point being is I had a Samsung. I went to iPhone. A day later, I regretted it. Monday, and that was the longest weekend of my life having an iPhone, by the way. I felt like it was never going to end. So then Monday, I got a new Samsung, and I've never looked back since. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says pre-Friday Night Tights grift tax. I like that tax. And by the way, I know they're called like, what are they called? S25, S26 Ultras. It's a fucking Note, okay? It's got a stylus. This is a Note. Samsung, you can rename it all you want. It's a fucking Note. I'm missing my Nextel, says Hot Pocket. Honestly, I remember having a Nextel phone, and I remember like the Nextel phones are the walkie-talkies, and those were awesome. You know what I mean? And it was so dangerous though, because man, like every time, like when I worked retail, when you would see like one of your friends talking to a girl or something, or talking to like a customer, a female customer, we would just get on there and make like super gay, awkward noises, or we would be like, beep, beep, and we'd make fart noises, you know, like, I mean, again, it's meant for trolling. So we would always do that. You know, dude's trying to talk to a girl and you're just like making fart noises into the Nextel phone, you know, it's great. So it was awesome though. Jeremy worked retail, apparently. Southeastern Kaiju says, holy figs, going to cry over being sued by Trump. Twisted Clown says, Nancy Guthrie got lost because she uses iPhone tax. Newerist says, iPhone tax. Marlon Sebo says, Note 2 was the best phone I've ever had. I've always tried to get every Android after that that are most similar to Notes. Agreed. Vlad says, Samsung is gay. Changed my mind. I mean, maybe the Samsung as a company is. I don't really care if they are, as long as they make good products. That's all that matters to me. Nintendo suing the government. Oh no, we're done, dude. Okay, we are done. AI is getting way too real. Trump and JD Vance are being edited into podcasts.
Real recognize real. You know what I'm saying? If you're a real one, you know what I'm saying?
You got to get the money. You got to get the Bugatti. You got to get the girl.
You got to get the bag. You got to get the bag. You got to get the bag. Real recognize.
Good Lord, man. No.
Real recognize real. You know You know what I'm saying? If you're a real one, you know what I'm saying?
You got to get the money. You got to get the Bugatti. You got to get the girls.
You got to get the bag. You got to get the bag. You got to get the bag.
Holy crap, dude. AI should terrify everybody. It really should. Holy crap. I mean, it's like we're not going to be able to tell the difference very soon. So right here, what's interesting is we have this report here, okay? But we did have this right here from Tucker.
Has Iran ever backed an assassination attempt against Donald Trump?
This is actually what Netanyahu is trying to insinuate and to make your people or the president of your country to believe. But this is wrong because Netanyahu, as I said, has its own agenda. It wants to drag the U.S. into forever wars, as I said, and to bring more insecurity, instability, and unrest to the whole region.
There are some large number of Iranian nationals living in the United States. Some have said they are, quote, sleeper cells. They are terrorists who are acting at the command of your government. Would you right now make a statement to Iranian citizens living in the United States not to commit acts of violence in the United States?
You see, these things you're telling me, this is the first time I'm hearing them from you or from anybody. You know, the Iranians are known for their knowledge, for their science, for their courtesy, for being civilized. Have you seen otherwise from them? Any other kind of behavior from them or any violent behavior? Has anybody ever seen anything from them? Yeah, as I said, this is what Israel is trying to put into your minds. They're propagating that Iranians might be capable of doing such a thing, but this is totally untrue because by nature Iranians are pro peace and tranquility, and they're trying to actually make to somehow impact the mind.
I can't even understand what the fucking translator's saying at this point in time. I can barely even understand what the translator's saying.
Of the decision makers and the people of the United States, and to scare them into getting involved in a war in my region that is not going to ensure.
Well, either way. This is all in reference to what we have right here in this story that's going on. So that I just talked about briefly before, but yeah, that I'm more confused now I'm more confused now than before when I started that video with the translator. I feel like I don't even know what the hell I was just watching. That was wild, but this is a wild story as well. And he's being arraigned in a Brooklyn courthouse after he was arrested one day before Trump was shot in Butler, Pennsylvania. That is crazy. So he was shot. He was arrested one day before Trump was shot in Pennsylvania. Holy shit. Talk about crazy timing. Dude, the amount of threats that Trump is under constantly is like nothing we've ever seen. Holy crap. Let's see. Vlad says, if Samsung was better than iPhone, then why does it have a feature to make it look like an iPhone? It secretly wants to be an iPhone. Are you trolling right now? You got to be trolling me, Vlad. Like, you have to be trolling me. It doesn't have a feature to look like an iPhone. There's a third-party app that you can make it look like an iPhone. What are you talking about? There's nothing in the Samsung like features that says make it like an iPhone. No, it doesn't. It has nothing like that. There's a third-party app that you can download that a random third-party developer made that if you want to make it look like an iPhone, you can. Got to be trolling. Either that or you're a massive Apple fanboy. You've got to be. Well, no, because like when I say that, because I've said The best thing about an iPhone, or the best thing about Android, is that if you do like the iPhone UI, you can almost make your Android into an iPhone if that's what you like. But I don't know why you would do that. A-Rod says it's being reported that Massey has been receiving donations from Muslims overseas. What a hypocrite. I don't think that I've ever heard anything about that. Oh, wait, what is this that popped up on my screen? Newly revealed FCC records showed that Thomas Massey received several $7,000 donations from donors surnamed whatever the fuck that is, who also backed Ilhan Omar, Ro Khanna, Cori Bush, and Keith Ellison. Wow. That's so surprising. $7,000. Those that preach the loudest have the most to hide every single time. This is how it works. Those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. So there you have it.
Congressman Massey, again.
Thank you.
He's so happy. Got 7,000, 7,000, 7,000, 7,000, 5,000, 3,500, 3,500, 3,500, 3,500, 3,500, 2,000, 2,000, 5,000, 5,000. Man. Less than what Jeremy gets from Israel. This is why Israel doesn't pay me anymore. Because I didn't expose this. Fuck. I tried. John Jones says, my Note 20 Ultra is still going strong for half a decade now. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Marmilla says, so Iran is the one true Israel did it. So Iran is the one, hang on, what? So Iran is the one true Israel did it. This is who the anti-Israel people follow. I feel like I'm listening to a podcast from these panic retards about this war. I know what you were trying to say. So Iran's the one that did it. I got you. All right. You guys are challenging my already low IQ. Okay. Today you're challenging my already low IQ. Fran Forsythe for a 199, JJ for a $5 super sticker. Thank you. Piano Dean says, hey, Jeremy, try this. When fans ask for my autograph, I just scribble sports hernia instead of my name. And so far, no one's called me out on it. General Duality says, in September, Google is going to make Android basically like iOS. I find it aggravating how much they pander to Apple users. Well, the thing that annoys me too is like Apple has, they get priority with like all new apps. So iPhone and iOS gets all the new apps before Android. That's just how it always goes. Dermy Wormy says, Crowder has a video from 4 months ago showing that Massey also receives money from pro-DSA, pro-Palestine PAC as well. Not surprising. Pre-Dawn Corp says, Jeremy, can you play the Gamer Words clip? That guy was so mad getting a message on Xbox Live after you TK someone over and over again on Modern Warfare 2. I've listened to the clip you sent me. I'm not going to play that on stream, though. I don't want to take the risk of that because there's a lot of gamer words. In the chat, 67% to 33% right there. Android wins over iPhone. I am a little shocked at that personally. I'm a little shocked at that. I'm okay with it. I'm just telling you, I'm a little shocked. For over 2 years now, I've been telling everyone that the influencers who are being paid are actually being paid by Islamic countries with Islamic money. I always said the claim that pro-Israel and anti-Hamas accounts were being paid $7,000 was projection and made up by people who actually have been given $7,000 by actors. FEC records reveal that Thomas Massey, who has been spreading the lie that pro-Israel accounts are paid $7,000 per post, has actually been receiving donations of $7,000 from Muslim donors. This explains why Massey appears to be pro-Iran and why he wants to limit President Trump's ability to carry out strikes in Iran. I mean, it's definitely not surprising. And I didn't even, so a lot of this, I was just looking at this on the surface, and my whole thing was usually how this works. If you use common sense okay, if you use common sense, usually the things that are being spewed are usually trying to cover up something else that is actually going on. So the more and more I heard about the anti-Israel narrative out there, and the more that I got accused being a complete idiot to all of this, not knowing anything about not caring about that region at all, having no real knowledge on any of that. And then the more that the anti-Israel crowd was so aggressively accusing me and others of being pro-Israel shills, and I'm like, where does this energy come from? Because this doesn't just happen organically. There has to be something that's driving this type of shit. This type of shit just doesn't happen organically. So why would you accuse a complete fucking retard like me of being part of this shit when I know nothing about this entire region of the world, don't give a fuck about it, never cared about it? Why are you accusing that? And it seems like it's projection. It seems like the more we're told to look here, it's because they don't want you to look there. And that's always kind of been my mentality with politics, is like the more that there's a narrative of look here, look here, look here, the reality of it is you probably should be looking elsewhere, because for some reason there's a narrative of everybody wanting you to look at this particular place or this particular area or this particular thing. And it's always because they want you to look somewhere. They don't want you to look somewhere else. And that's what I took away from it. That's why I battled against the anti-Israel narrative so much. I don't give a shit about Israel. I don't give a shit about all that. I don't give a fuck. But I do care when there's a relentless onslaught of people that have the same exact talking points and language over and over again. And these people don't seem to have the ability to have any nuance or any kind of specifics or any kind of like perspective outside of that one narrative. And they just repeat the same shit over and over. And like, you just see that enough and you're like, clearly this is not real. Clearly this is not organic. You know? Laura attacked Nick Shirley over New Jersey fraud. I don't fucking care. So you said Laura Loomer attacked somebody. Oh, so hang on. Do I need to do so townhall.com? I don't follow this account. Should I make sure townhall.com has literally done nothing that everybody, like if there's one person in the chat that has a problem, then we can't report on that one. Okay, let's go to Right Angle News Network. Has this account ever posted something you disagree with? Well, fuck, I guess I can't talk about that one. Now let's go to JLR Investigates. Has he ever had an opinion you disagree with? I guess I can't fucking talk about anything he says. Let's go to End Wokeness. End Wokeness. Well, he had a tweet back in 2022, Jeremy, that I didn't like. So I don't know if you can actually talk about this. Shut the fuck up with your fucking bullshit. Oh, Laura Loomer had an opinion. I don't fucking care. Fuck you, you sensitive little cunt. Anyway, now I got people trying to call me. Hang on. Why don't they text me first? Jesus. Anyway, but so the point being is that I don't care if you like Laura Loomer. All right. You know what? I probably should just subscribe to her fucking Twitter account now because you're upset. Because that's how I operate. As a matter of fact, who's the other chick that guy got mad at me for? Insurrection Barbie? Is that her name? Insurrection Barbie. Okay. I don't follow her. I'm going to now. Just to make that one guy mad because he was mad about Insurrection Barbie and Laura Loomer. He's like, you just always go after those pro-Israel accounts. Well, now I will to piss you off. Go fuck yourself. But anyway, back to the point at hand. This narrative and this agenda, now we're starting to see exactly why they are pushing this nonsense. And it's so easy to see. Now, you can be an idiot, you can be completely programmed, and you can look through tunnel vision and just not worry about anything else going on. And you just go, yeah, Israel bad, Mossad bad, Israel bad, Netanyahu bad, Trump controlled by Israel, and you have no ability to see anything else around you. Or you can actually look at this objectively and go, I'm not sure everything is as it seems. So it is what it is. Erection Barbie was the hottest one. I mean, I've said 100 times, I think Laura Loomer is kind of crazy sometimes. I think she's kind of off her rocker sometimes. But, you know, Vlad says Jeremy is 5% genius, 95% he's got some problems. You sure you want to go 5%? You sure about that? You sure about that? 5% seems a little too high. Marmillan says that interview with Tucker, the Iran response is exactly like those like Nick, MTG, ETC, who are anti-Israel freaks. They sound exactly the same. This is all the Jews. Yes, this is what they always say. And it's just super, super annoying. And but it is fun to troll them because right now they are seething that I'm trolling them. Like I'm telling you right now, dude, the anti-Israel crowd is fucking seething right now because of what I'm saying. They are fucking mad. And I enjoy that. Jeremy Wormy says Crowder has a video. I got that one. Obi-Wan says, Jeremy, you should have Razor Fist on to talk about Iran. He's been spot on about them and it being only war he would support for a long time. I like Razor Fist, but I mean, again, I just don't care to do the guest thing here too much. I mean, here or there. But that's it, you know. Josie says, like I said yesterday, at least half of our politicians are compromised. Money flows through the WEF to these politicians through the Middle East and China. Vlad says this chat is a low IQ. Then how can the iPhone versus Samsung poll be correct? I mean, I never said the chat was low IQ. I said the host is low IQ, but that's about it. Gandalf's Sweaty Ball Rock says Culver's has the gay pork chop sandwich. We can't talk about it anymore. We can't. We absolutely cannot do that. Not anymore. Okay. What is this right here? Stephen A. was in shock when an unhinged James Carville admitted that he has Trump derangement syndrome and says he doesn't want to get better. I just want it to get worse. What? Hold on.
Do you believe there is such a thing on the left as Trump derangement syndrome, which is what the right accuses people of? Do you believe that exists?
Can I say something to the people that accuse Democrats of having Trump derangement? No. I got it, and I got it bad, and I don't want to get better. I just want to get worse. Okay?
You want to get worse, James?
I don't think that I try to conjure up more distaste for him than I have when I wake up in the morning. It's really hard to do. But this is a condition that I'm not trying to get rid of.
Why not?
Bro, these people are fucking broken, dude. Holy shit. Are you kidding me?
I think that I try to conjure up more distaste for him than I have when I wake up in the morning. It's really hard to do. But this is a condition that I'm not trying to get rid of.
Why not?
Make my disease worse.
Why not? Why, James? Why do you want to make the disease worse? Trump derangement syndrome. Why do you want to make that worse?
Because in my opinion, he doesn't like the United States. He doesn't like our laws.
See, like I was about to go, you know what? While I don't agree, I can respect the double, triple down. Okay. I can. But holy shit, man.
Opinion. He doesn't like the United States. He doesn't like our laws. He doesn't like our allies. He doesn't like our treaties. He doesn't like the fact that we're an inclusive country that is built in a large part on immigration. I don't think I think he's politicized the Justice Department. I think they're making money hand over foot like you couldn't believe. Mm-hmm. And I think the guy can't stand the country I love. And if you said, well, somebody's capital gains tax, or somebody doesn't think that we should have I don't know, affirmative action. Like, I disagree with you, but I'm not going to tell you that I think you hate America. I think you got some bad priorities. I don't think Trump likes the United States.
Okay.
That is what I think.
How do you feel about people who say the same thing about the left because of some of the stuff that we were seeing with woke culture, cancel culture, identity politics, etc.? What about that?
Well, you're not going to find anybody more anti-cancel culture than James Carville. And I thought I was the first person to speak, a Democrat, to speak up for wokeness, and I was quickly corrected. It was my friend Al Sharpton.
Holy shit. I mean, like I said, at first when he starts talking about doubling down, I always appreciate somebody that's willing to go, fuck you, I'll just do more of what you're upset about. I always appreciate that. But this dude is so out of his mind that you can't respect that, dude. Like, it is insane. Like, he lives in a different planet, different galaxy than the rest of us. That is absolute insanity what he just said. He is beyond broken. My goodness, man. What the hell? Whatever. Oh yeah, I got to show you this. So check this out. And this is the Trump effect right here. The Trump effect in full on effect right here, okay? The president of Madrid just pummeled Spain's leftist government in parliament. Now, you're not going to be able to understand what she says, okay? But she says, I encourage you to all go to Tehran alone and drunk and take your gay friends with you. And let's see how long it will take them to hang you from a crane. Lord have mercy. What a fucking comment. Are you kidding me right now?
Les animo a irse solas y borrachas por Teherán. O, por ejemplo, con minifalda a Kabul. Ánimo, vayan allá. Y llévense a sus amigos gays a ver cuándo les van a colgar de las grúas. Porque es así como tratan a la homosexualidad y a las mujeres en esos países tan ensoñados de los que tanto ustedes presumen. No vamos a promover.
Oh, man. This is how normal people think. This is how normal people view the world. This is how normal people do everything. So, simple as that. Let me see here. Okay, next up. That is an awesome line right there, though. Let me see. Okay, what is this? Okay, got that. Yeah, again, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting that more and more people are not talking about this. I thought that this would get more traction, and it has gotten some traction, okay? But right here, enough people are not talking about this. Tim Tebow showed Congress a map with 338,000 U.S. IP addresses that are sharing CP abuse material involving kids under 12 in just the last 6 months. This story barely made headlines. This demands action. This should tell you everything you need to know, okay? That more and more people are not talking about this. This should be the biggest story in the world.
Every one of those red dot maps is a unique IP address that is downloaded, shared, or distributing child rape images, almost all under the age of 12. And that's just a 6-month screenshot of it. And there are over 338,000 on there. There's blue dots on there. You can't really see them, but the blue ones are the ones that are under investigation.
In a sea of red.
Isn't that a problem of what we're talking about? Every one of those red dot maps.
It's insane, man. I mean, look at that. Look at that. This is insane. This should be This should be the top story in the world on every single website, every single news station, every single social media account. I covered it on this channel. I've been talking about the Tim Tebow thing for a while now, but even I got demonetized on YouTube for my video. Got demonetized. Yep. Right here. There's my video. Got demonetized. Limited monetization, which hurts the overall reach of the video. So my video got demonetized because of course it did. Ridiculous. Mr. Chain Blue Lightning says, grew up in Wisconsin, been to the original Culver's, many others. Zero shame in the pork chop. The pot roast is good too. You're not from Wisconsin. You're not tourist and appropriators. Stop the pork hate, Mossad agent. It's not about the hate. Like, the roast beef is fantastic at Culver's, all right? It's about X-Wing going to Culver's, and the first thing is him getting a pork chop sandwich. That's it. Why would YouTube demonetize this video? I mean, if I'm being as objective as I can about it, probably because of the language within the video. I'm assuming the bots, flagged it because of the language within the video. But again, that still is ridiculous. Steve says, Jeremy is 95% smart water and you're watching him. Your Barmy says, we don't need to understand her. Just watch her. I agree. Toke fan says, showing. Brian Grump says, homosexual. I think she gave you a shout out. You can't talk about CP. Unfortunately, you can't, and we should be able to talk about it because this is a huge problem right here. And I'm glad Tim Tebow is bringing attention to it, but hopefully this is something people are going to continue to talk about over and over again. I will continue to talk about it on every CobraCast so that Danky can clip out these segments and we can re-upload it time and time again because it needs to be discussed over and over again. And Danky, in the future on these, obviously put Tim Tebow's full statement in there, but you may have to edit out certain words that are said so that we can pass monetization. Tim Tebow for president. I'm not, I've thought about that. Like, I think that Tebow could be president. However, I'm not sure that Tebow might be too pure of a soul to be president of the United States. I think he is too good for that. And maybe that's what we need, but he's too good for it. And I don't know if he could handle it. However, he was an absolute beast on the football field when he needed to lead, when he needed to scream and yell and get in people's faces. He had no problem doing that. I don't know about him being president. I would support him if he ran. I just don't know if it's something he has what it takes to do what needs to be done. So, yeah. Net Steeler says, Dear Tim Tebow, I forgive you for being the Steelers in the playoffs. I feel like all of us are like that with Tebow. Like, we all hated him as football fans, unless you're a Florida fan. We all hated him. I know every college football fan hated Tim Tebow that wasn't a Florida fan, me included. And then when it was all said and done, we're like, man, I respect the hell out of this guy. That's exactly how it was too. But we'll see what happens. Oh boy. Ben Stiller calls out the White House for using Tropic Thunder clips in war video. We never gave you permission and have no interest in being part of your propaganda machine. War is not a movie. You literally made fun of war in a movie, Ben Stiller. You are a retard. Nobody cares. Nobody. What is wrong with this guy? Now, they need to do more of it. Just do more of it. All of this virtue signaling, all of this crying, all of this whining, it's ridiculous. Never go full retard. And yeah, and even with like the lawsuit with Nintendo, They also got mad at the Pokemon company, or the Pokemon company got mad at the White House. Pokemon company international issue statement on the White House using Pokemon Pokopia. I don't know how you say it, to promote their agenda. They have yet to comment on the Democrats using the game to promote their agenda. So so they made a statement about the White House. We are aware of recent social media that includes imagery associated with our brand. We were not involved in its creation or distribution, and no permission was granted for the use of our intellectual property. Our mission is to bring the world together, and that mission is not affiliated with any political viewpoint or agenda. So this is the post from the White House. Make America Great Again. This is off of the new Pokemon game, which I'm not a big Pokemon person personally, but I have played the new game, and for what it is, it's really fucking good. But then the Democrats used it to say this right here. Now, what's interesting is the Pokemon company says right here, our mission is to bring the world together, and that mission is not affiliated with any political viewpoint or agenda. Oh, really? Oh, really? What about this, you fucking losers, with your Black Lives Matter bullshit? Oh, yeah. You're not affiliated with any political matters, yet you virtue signaled with BLM. And yeah, to be fair, I'll admit Black Lives Matter is not political. Black Lives Matter is a criminal organization. So to be fair, maybe you're not political. Maybe you're blatantly supporting criminal organizations with your company. Criminal organizations. And you put your entire brand behind that right there. But you have a problem with the White House using your imagery. Fuck off. Absolutely ridiculous. Nobody's buying this bullshit anymore. Greg Kirby says Iran has 2 allies left, the UN and the Democrats. It's true. Okay. What the fuck? Nintendo's getting feisty, wanting compensation for tariffs and tweet patrolling. It's getting pretty spicy. So time will tell. We'll see what happens. With that said, I got to get ready for FNT. So I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me. Go to Rippison, get the hoodie, get the t-shirt, and then maybe we can get the 199 hoodie back. No promises, no guarantees. If we move enough of the CobraCast hoodie, maybe I can make it happen. FNT, and then we'll have another CobraCast later tonight. So I'll see you guys on FNT here over on Gary's channel, Nerdrotic, if you're interested to come hang out with us over there. And then I'll see you for later tonight for more CobraCast. Have a good evening, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.